Welcome back to 843 TV here at the spectacular Berkeley Hall Golf Club. And today we're talking about the Players Amateur Championship coming up very soon here in the Low Country. And joining us now is Andy McMiller. He's the tournament director. So Andy, thank you for having us here. It's absolutely gorgeous, as you can see, everyone can see in the background. And we talked about this tournament is open to anybody. Anyone could come. There's no charge, no ticket to purchase. What are some other ways, besides being a spectator, that the viewers can get involved?
Yeah, well, we actually have some really great sponsorship and supporting opportunities as well. We kind of do our version of a Pro-Am called the Contestant Amateur on the Wednesday, July 11th of the week of the tournament, and it's an opportunity for a supporter or sponsor to actually get paired up with a player in our field for kind of a fun 18-hole competition. And it's a great way for them to get to know these players kind of one-on-one for 18 holes, have some fun. There's a little reception at the end, and with that there's some name recognition. We have a sponsor board and stuff like that. So that's one of our more popular ones, but there's a lot of opportunities on playersam.com that folks can get involved with.
So that's how they should get information if they're interested, is go to that website?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Andy, one other thing with the Contestant Am too, there is a little, it's kind of like our Pro-Am and sometimes too, but there is a package that goes with it too. There's a little.
Yeah, absolutely. There's certainly a gift package that they get, like I said, some name recognition, and then they also receive, as a part of it, all the package have tickets to the RBC Heritage next spring. So it's kind of a neat full circle. Yeah, a full circle. You see these players here, and some of these will, from either whoever wins the event will be playing, certainly, but some of these other players will turn pro, and it's a great kind of way to tie everything together from seeing them now and then hopefully seeing them in April.
So Andy, I always enjoy hearing some of the stories after the Contestant Am and some of the amateurs that are playing and what they did with their players. Is it true that some of those relationships end up lasting a long time with guys that do end up turning pro?
Yeah, and it's really special and neat to see. And Steve mentioned some players that have went to invited hosts for weddings, and some of our hosts will sponsor just so they can play with an amateur in the event, but we've had a few that have even went on vacation to Australia and met up with the player that they played with so they could play a couple rounds of golf and meet with them. So it's really neat to see kind of, again, come full circle and these relationships being built not only through the sponsorships, but for the members that host and volunteer.
Well, I have a question then. You want to go?
Well, no, I just say you might even just touch on some of the contestants this year in our field. Adam and I have been talking about the PGA Tour stars, but this is about the amateurs.
Yeah, certainly, and like you said, you mentioned, but we have 10 countries represented this year, which is one of the largest or most diverse group I think we've had in a lot of years. The number 6 player in the world, Min Woo Lee, is actually from Australia, is in our field, and a lot of really strong local talent, as Adam mentioned. Bryson Nimmer is a part of the field. Philip Knowles, our returning champion. Andrew Orshak from Hilton Head.
He's a Hilton Head High School student.
Yep.
Yes.
He's in our field. Will Miles, who actually just made the cut at the British Amateur this week. So there's a lot of really strong local talent involved in the event, as well as players from all over the country. And last week's U.S. Open, 4 players are in our field that participated in that, including Will Grimmer, who was one of 3 amateurs to make the cut in the U.S. Open. So it's a really strong group of guys from all ages. It's like we said, it's mostly college, but we have some as young as 16 in the event, up through the end of college. So we'll really get to see guys who will probably be in this event for the next 3-4 years, and some that are going to play and move on to the next level. So it's really exciting.
It is very exciting. I also have a question. I was reading about the 2 Club. What is that? The 2 Golf?
The 2 Club is actually something that was created about 6 years ago. It's the opportunity for members and folks in the community to get involved, where they pledge, similar to like a Birdies for Charity, they pledge $2 for every 2 made during competition, Thursday through Sunday. So that typically ends up being about 140 2s, mostly birdies on par 3s throughout the week, that a member will pledge, or someone in the community, and then that money is directed towards a charity of their choice. We have 3 options for them to participate in, and at the end, all monies raised are donated back into the community here in Bluffton.
That's great, similar to what the Heritage Foundation does, of course, in our area.
Sure.
Now, Steve told us his favorite part of the week is eating. So what about are some highlights for you? What are some things that
I have to say that's one of my favorites too, but it really is just getting to meet and know these players and kind of see them year over year and just kind of create some of those relationships. Certainly, as Steve mentioned, building those for relationships for the heritage, but just getting to know them, finding out what their schedule is through the year, finding out kind of what makes them tick and how they started golfing, and there's just so many different backgrounds, especially said the 10 different countries represented, and a lot of the Australian players are here for the first time. This is their first event before they play 5-6 events throughout the summer in America to kind of do their summer schedule because it's starting winter over there, so they come over and
Where do they stay when they are here?
the majority of the players in our field actually stay with members at Berkeley Hall.
Okay.
They'll open their homes to if they have a bedroom or two and host players for the week. And it's really, and that's where we said a lot of those relationships are built, and it's really neat to see. And we've already had players that are returning will write in and request if they can stay with so-and-so again because they had such a great time. So you can see that kind of come full circle.
Become a host family in a sense.
Yes, absolutely.
And Andy, if you don't mind, I'm sorry too, if you go ahead and touch on the volunteers, because the volunteers are truly remarkable here.
Yeah,
in
we
this
have an
community,
incredible group of volunteers, and the whole community as a whole. Just what they do, and when we say we're working the 5 to 9 hours, they're right there with us, running scoreboards and setting up hole scoring. Every 3 holes, we do live scoring on our website for the event. From shuttling players from the tees to the greens to the driving range. Helping us fill coolers. I mean, it's truly it's a community effort, and it's fun to see. And as I said, getting to know the players is a great benefit, but getting to know the members too, and how much they enjoy being a part of it, and we enjoy working with them. It's truly a highlight of our year as well.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us, and thank you for joining 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.